Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask Howard Lee and Anna Bevan Gravely. The legislature has passed the Second Chance Act to make it easier for young people to expunge, that's an easy, a good term, expunge nonviolent crimes from their records. Is this a good bill? Should Governor Cooper sign it into law? And what took it so long to pass? Howard?
It's hard to believe that it has taken this long to enact such an important piece of legislation. I think it's a great piece of legislation and certainly will be one to help us uh, incentivize young people to change their lives and to try and live a more exemplary life and away from crime. I've often thought that many of the charges against the young people, especially, and in some cases adults, are not the kinds of things that would should destroy or contaminate their lives going forward. I think it would be extremely helpful, and some of you, none of you should know that in my earlier life, when I was younger and had black hair, I was a probation officer in Georgia, and one of the things that concerned me then, and I worked hard to try and help correct, is to get young people to believe that they had a chance to clean their lives up, get rid of the charges against them, and then go ahead and live a very successful life. I think that is a very strong point in favor of people who supervise people after they have committed these acts and give them some reason to clean up. So I commend the state, commend the legislature, and certainly is one who will urge the governor to sign this as quickly as possible.
Anna Bevan, when we're young, we oftentimes do things that we later get back away from and say, why in the world did I do that? Does this, in fact, give some of these young people a second chance when they've done really nonviolent kinds of crimes?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are tons of things that young people do that they made a mistake. They shouldn't have done it, and this gives them an opportunity to not be bound by those decisions and not have them follow them around forever. And I think what's interesting is this seems like a no-brainer. We're sitting here talking about why didn't we do this before, but conversation about the overcriminalization of society has really escalated and bubbled up and come to the forefront in the last couple of years, which we've seen more people talking about what are the crimes. Criminals are not murderers. That's been the biggest break from the way we think about crime. In 2009, an author, Harvey Silverglate, wrote a book called, appropriately titled, Three Felonies a Day. And in the book, he talks about how the average American commits 3 federal felonies a day.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it speaks to the fact that there are just so many crimes on the books.
And some of them we might not even know about. But
Exactly.
this has long-lasting repercussions, Howard. You go to apply for a job, and if you've got a record, it's going to show up. You go to borrow money to buy a home or a car or something of that nature, it's going to show up. This indeed could be that second chance, right?
It absolutely could. And of course, more than we imagine, there are many people who find this barrier to be in their path every day when they try to turn their lives around or try to move themselves to another level on the ladder of life. So I think it's going to give hope to people. I've often said that we're inspired by our dreams, but we're motivated by hope. And this, of course, encourages young people to be motivated to do what is right, to change their lives, and to have a parachute they can grab a hold on that will let them down very lightly. I'm just excited about it, and I've often thought we are over-criminalizing, as Anna Bevan said. We just simply put too many people under the gun of having to live with unfortunate early mistakes.
Will we ever, Anna Bevan, will we ever be able to know the real impact of this? We probably aren't going to have statistics about how many got expunged because there's a privacy issue. So how will we know if this was a good idea?
Well, I think it'll take a little bit of time to be able to look back and see behavioral change. When we talk about a lot of crime regulations, it takes time to be able to see the impact and the effects of all that's done, and usually it doesn't exist in a vacuum. So it'll be it'll work with alongside other reforms that are made and other impacts in these people's lives.
Well, certainly it's a step forward for North Carolina. We thank you for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.